Says we're live. What's going on Facebook? Says we're live.
Oh, that's me.
Tom is a very important person.
For scammers.
That's what she says, but I know who calling her. Anyway.
Who?
Oh, no.
Oh, okay.
That's a person. You know that?
I don't know. It wasn't me.
And you didn't know that.
That's right.
Those are people. Anyway, what's going on, y'all? I'm Al. It's Carmen, my beautiful wife. She is the butter on my toast, the syrup on my pancakes.
You don't eat pancakes.
The French in my toast. The sugar in my Kool-Aid.
You don't eat sugar.
Anyway, that's who she is to me. I don't know what I am to her. Last week we had the kids. Didn't see nobody in the room yet.
It don't matter. We in the room.
I don't,
We in the room.
Just make sure I'm doing this
Come
right.
on in the room. Where would I see it? Under your name?
Yeah, look underneath there.
It says July.
Usually we can see somebody joins us. Excuse me. Heartburn's acting up.
I'm cold.
Where's your jacket at?
I'm good. It's gonna warm up.
Gotta take some fast damn heartburn.
Mm.
Hey Danielle. What's going on?
Hey buddy.
What y'all guys doing for Christmas? I think I asked y'all that probably.
You ask everybody.
I did.
Boy, are we prepared.
It's just live. So last week, man, I got these glasses on. Rides. Are they going to rides? I got the wrong glasses. I left my glasses at the job. Can't see nothing. So anyway, last week we went to Carmen had us take the kids to
Doswell to see the
Doswell.
holiday lights. Yeah.
And if song, you would even say
It's snow, it's blues.
all of
The other reindeer used to laugh and call him names. They never let poor Rudolph join in any reindeer games. Then one foggy Christmas. Thank you.
We went, what up, Keish? Hey, what up, Tori? We went to take the kids to see the lights. Where we go? Doswell?
Doswell.
This is right by King's Dominion.
Yeah.
They had a blast.
I had fun too.
Yeah, we see. This is them with Santa Claus. They had a good time. If you're ever in the Richmond area, I'll tell you, when is the last day of it? The 23rd?
No.
I don't know when the last day is. But anyway, it's a park right past King's Dominion. And they had a bouncy. Well, it wasn't more than a bouncy house. They had a whole bunch of stuff in there.
They had Santa's Village.
Is that what was it called?
That's what they called it.
We went in there. It was warm.
Yeah, it was warm.
Kids got to run around. So they had a great time, man. We don't get to see them much. I wish we got to see them more often.
Mm-hmm.
And then we came back home. They helped Combs decorate the trees. Your first time having a tree up in how long? That long.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, D, you might know what that means in years. But I don't know what that means.
A very, very long time.
Yeah. And we had a good time. We had a good time. So we didn't come on last week. But I had some interesting conversations with people last week in regards to what they feel is disrespectful when it comes to children. So we're gonna dive right into this because none of it makes sense to me. I think we live in a world of cliches. I think we live in a world of things that were imposed on us that we don't even know why we have now made them laws in our life. If y'all come on and I don't see you, that's because I can't see you. Yeah. And one of the things was, should a child call their parents
by their first name?
I'm going to put the, like I told you, I can't see. I'm going to put the link in the chat. Really well. Oh, my bad, Pastor X.
You know.
So whoever wants to come on, they can come on and voice their opinion. This is the link. Y'all want to come on and voice your opinion. So, I posted it on Facebook and got some really, really interesting responses to the fact that people feel it's disrespectful when the child calls them when their child calls them outside of mom and dad.
Right.
I actually had somebody introduce me to something called honorifics.
Right.
And I had never heard of it before in my life. Matter of fact, I'm going to look it up because a bunch of you probably never heard of it either.
But explain what it is.
No, I'm going to pull this up so they can see what this is. I don't want you guys to ever believe anything I say. And I'm at the mercy of the internet. So if it's on the internet, it's got to be true.
Really?
Yeah. Torian says real disrespect.
What's real disrespect?
Kids, I guess, calling their parents outside the name. What's up, Poochie? So this is what up, C? Bonic? This is what the internet says an honorific is. I can't see with these glasses on. A title or word implying or expressing high status, politeness, or respect. All right. So I forgot who it was came on and said that it's an honorific. Right. Mom, dad. And so we looked that up. Mom, dad, cousin, brother, sister, aunt, uncle. Those are not honorifics. No. Those are considered stations, I think it was. Correct. Stations and positions. And the craziest thing about all those that I just named are God-given. You just don't become a cousin unless something's born. Right. So God orchestrates all of that. Now, this thing about children being disrespectful. Right. All right. I don't know about you. Hey, Kyla. But when I was young and I said something that my mom thought was disrespectful, I got beat. I got beat bad. Isn't it amazing that the stuff that we got punished for has now become laws? Yeah. That we hold our kids accountable to? So I looked that up. The word punishment. This is amazing. I think I shared this with you. I share everything with you. But this is amazing. Have you ever, let me say this correctly. We're talking about children now. We're talking about children. Whenever your child did something and you were about to, I guess, exact, I don't even want to say the word. But anyway, have you ever told your child, I'm going to discipline you? No, I'm going to beat you behind. I'm going to punish you. Right. Okay. I went into psychology today. When you use certain words, the mind looks for a database to retrieve information to tell you what this word means to you.
Okay.
Inside this database, we call it the unconscious.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing there for discipline.
Hmm.
Because every time something happened to you as a kid, you got punished.
Hmm.
So in this database, whenever you hear punishment, instantly whatever happened to you,
Right.
you're going to do it to somebody else.
Okay.
All right. How about we go in there and clean that up?
I agree.
Because now what we're doing to our kids is what was done to us.
Right, which was done to them.
Which it was
It
being
was
passed down.
The circle of life.
Which has caused certain things that we call disrespect to be laws.
Correct.
All right. Now, I'm not saying in your household, if it works for you, it works for you.
Right.
But just understand everything that goes into this stuff.
I'm going to say, like we talked about it, that I believe that all was passed down back in slavery time.
I got information on it.
Because that's how we had to address the white people.
That's correct.
You understand? So we've adopted that behavior. That's the finger up in church. You know what I'm saying? Those kind of idioms we've adopted.
That's correct.
And as long as the child is not calling you out of your name, he's not being disrespectful, and it works for your household, then it works for your household. I can't say that someone is being disrespectful to their parent by calling them by their first name if the parent is cool with it.
So that's it. If it works for you,
Yeah.
it works for you. But one of the things she said about how some of the stuff, Keisha said you got a nice haircut.
Oh,
Hairdo.
thank you. I'm dyed today.
About the slavery thing. You know, if you go further back before we even came over here,
Mm-hmm.
If you be, and I think this is scripture, I don't know, but if you owed some money or there were certain things that put you in the hole that they had certain ways that you could pay back these debts or whatever. One of those ways was to serve in the rich people's houses. All right. In these rich people's houses is where a lot of these laws or these things came into, and these were not African American in their houses. These were other Caucasians who just fell into hard times.
Right.
So they had certain terms that they used for the rich people. One was master.
Right.
The other one was mistress. You'd be amazed where that word comes from. Y'all don't believe me? Look it up.
I was gonna say, yeah, because we reference a mistress as a side chick.
Right.
Yeah, that's what we address a mistress as.
I looked up mom and dad as well. It didn't give me no reference point as to when it started, like when people started, because they used to call, it wasn't mom and dad, it was mother and father.
So they just gave it
It just morphs.
Yeah.
Things just morph. We adopt it, and all of a sudden it becomes a law.
Right.
So they took the Mr. and shortened it.
Right.
And they took the mistress and shortened it, which where Mr. MR and Miss has come from.
Right. Correct.
Okay. When I grew up, and I still do this to this day, I call all women Miss so-and-so. Why? It was beat into me.
I'm sorry.
I'm just saying, what I'm trying, my point is we have taken what we were punished for and made a law. Now, once again, if it works for your house, great, so be it. But I'm just blown away that we don't know the why and why we're doing it, just because.
And as adults, and I'm going to say the older community.
Hey, Mima.
The older community.
Hey, what's up, Lamar?
Pride themselves on that.
Can we use the word pride? When you say older community, you got an age bracket?
They older than us.
They're older than us. They the older community. We up there.
And no disrespect, but they are very
rigid.
Yes. as far as it goes to calling people by their surnames. You
Rigid.
understand? And feeling like,
It's disrespectful.
meaning that it's like sometimes I'm gonna say that they view it as a sense of entitlement. I got to this age, you supposed to, you know.
I can agree with you on that.
Yeah.
I can kind of agree
Yeah.
with you on that.
You know, here in Virginia, I find that people are really big on that ma'am thing. Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
No,
ma'am.
ma'am. I wasn't raised to say yes,
We not
ma'am,
gonna
no,
that.
ma'am.
There's a whole
Yeah.
story behind that.
Yeah.
But what we're not understanding is we're imposing strongholds on our kids.
Right.
We're stagnating their development based off a punishment that happened to us.
Right.
So I got to reading some more, and it talked about, can a child express how they really feel to you without you getting upset? So I got to bring my daughter in on this, because the way her kids is amazing, how she allows them to express how they feel, and then she literally helps them with coming to a resolution on how they feel.
Right.
When we were younger, that didn't happen. It was considered a sign of rebellion. Disrespect. Who are you talking to?
Right. Yeah. Why do you want me to do this? Because I said so. So
Kyla said, I can't see Kyla.
She said, yes, here in North Carolina, me and my husband clashed on when raising the kids.
I'm being serious. So, in this article, was it an article? Can't remember. But the website was Psychology Today. They said, how come we put an age on when it's appropriate to voice how you feel? You ain't grown.
Yeah. I heard a grandmother tell her granddaughter that.
Keisha says, I can't see it. What is that?
Where's Keisha?
I just put it.
I learned that from my kids now. I never did that.
Your mom says,
yes, ma'am, or yes, sir, because of era I grew up in. Oh, so because of how my mom was raised.
I never did the yes, ma'am, yes, sir, because of the era I grew up in. Hey, what I heard, Mima.
No, because mommy grew up in a time frame where it was segregation. So the people who owned the land, how my grandfather and them had to work.
We're not talking about that.
They had to say yes, ma'am, no, ma'am to the white people.
I'm talking about in the house. I ain't talking about what they had to do to the white people. We talking about inside the household now.
So what she's saying is that she didn't implement that to us.
Hey, what Petey told me.
I don't know what Petey. Petey grew up in my house, but he ain't grow up in my house.
I think y'all anti-Petey.
Really?
Yeah, I think y'all.
Whatever.
I got your back, Petey. So, what Poochie said?
I was taught by my mother to address older individuals with a title. For a man, when greeting good day, sir. For a woman, when greeting good day, ma'am. And when greeting your mother, call her mommy.
Did she ever tell you why, Poochie?
Mm-hmm.
This is what we're getting at. The objective of this show is to raise awareness to your why. These are things that we put on. What Keisha said?
She said, and me not going off on them, meaning that her kids now are learning to express themselves. Stop lying on my son, LOL.
You gotta say who said the comment.
Oh, my mother.
Okay, yeah. I mean, keep reading them. We would never call our mother by her name. That's disrespectful. She is not. Okay, we're gonna stop right there.
Mm-hmm.
What makes calling your mom by her name considered she's your friend? Where'd that come from?
Because society, how we were brought up would tell you that we're getting.
That's it.
It's too familiar.
That's it.
Yeah. I have cousins who call their mother by their first name. She's with it.
Stop lying on my son. Be funny. We have taken things that we believe and made them laws.
Yeah.
So back to the child being able to express their feelings. Why is it that when a child tells you, here's an example. The kid says, you say to the kid, I need you to take the garbage out. And the kid says to you, I don't feel like doing it right now, mommy. And you erupt. You erupt. But they watch you all day do it. You're lying on the phone. You get them to lie on the phone. Tell them I'm not here. They watch you do it. And now when they do it, what Poochie say?
You have to understand that's how the disrespect slips in.
I disagree.
I don't believe so.
I disagree with that 100%. That's all mental.
Yeah.
It's all in our minds. Now, once again, if that's how you're raised in your household, I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
Lamar says, I think a lot of what we have taught in our homes is an extension of how things were in slavery.
Correct.
And it goes back further than that, Lamar. Then it says proper
home training is the way.
What is that? What's proper home training?
Yeah, what is that?
Who wrote the book on that?
I don't know.
Because how you operate in your house, how I operate in mine is totally different.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying?
So if I don't follow your role, your way, then I'm not proper. No.
What she says?
Who?
What your mother says is law. Negative.
No, it's
Negative.
not.
Well, let me change that. It is.
Well, to an extent.
In that household, it is.
Whatever she says, that's right. It is a law.
It don't make it right.
Right. It ain't law in the streets.
It's not written somewhere that if you don't do this, something's supposed to happen.
Right. I mean, you can respect your parents and follow their rules and still call them by their name and being disrespectful. Again, it's a.
I cannot call my mom Lisa, right, T? I hear you.
Oh no.
I beg to differ. That's why there is dialogue. Poochie, what I'm trying to say is how you feel is not wrong.
Right. We're not saying you're
but
wrong.
But why?
Right. There has to be a why.
What is the reason behind it besides the fact that your mom taught it to you?
Right. Because somebody taught it to her.
Where'd they get it from?
But there has to be a definition, a clear outline of why this behavior went on.
What your mother says is a boundary, but my children have an option to tell me why they don't like certain things and still be respectful.
That's right.
That's right.
Now, they're not going to call you Tyler.
That's true, and it doesn't make it right. And D, what I'm trying to get at is I'm not saying it's wrong. Don't get it twisted to think I'm saying it's wrong. But why?
Yeah, we have to understand.
So now we take what went on in our household. Because there's certain things your parents did. I ain't never doing that one. I ain't never doing that.
Right.
But the stuff that was beat in you, you've made a law. You've literally taken what you got punished for and made a law, and you have no clue why. So back to the children or the garbage thing. So I have a friend of mine, but what Tyler says, but they have called me Tyler, but as a joke.
Oh, okay.
I don't think Mason joking. That dude 57 years old. Torian said it is all about what you will accept. I agree with that, but anyway, so back to what we were talking about. So there was a gentleman who was out cutting grass, right? And his neighbor comes and says, man, ain't you got some kids in the house? How come they ain't cutting your grass? He says to his neighbor, that's not a requirement of them.
Right.
Well, if they was my son, they'd be cutting the grass. So I think the next time the grass needed to be cut, he seen the boys out there cutting the grass. And the neighbor said, I see your dad made you come out here and cut the grass. And the boy said, no. We just didn't want our dad out here doing it. So the power of love caused these kids to do stuff for their dad. Does that work all the time? No. Let's read some of these comments.
Dennis said something.
Dennis says, hey, Al, I don't know my mother's first name, until I had a summer job. So that is a valid point. Mima said, my reason was because I carried them inside my body for 9 months and went through the pain of bringing you here. I felt it was my badge of honor to be called mommy. Understood. It's not a law.
Right.
There's no, I researched. There is anywhere that I found that it's a law. And it's not an honorific.
It's not an honorific.
But because of, this is really good what Mima wrote. She felt it was a badge of honor.
Mm-hmm.
I can understand that.
Right.
It's not disrespectful for somebody not to do it.
Correct.
Certain households, though, you get beat up for it.
Mm-hmm.
You know. Now, what Poochie said. Poochie's on the road. Why it's wrong is because a mother governs her home how she sees fit. But sometimes things get out of line. They start by calling you by your names, and next the problem starts. Poochie, you way off.
Yeah.
But it's all good. Yeah,
yeah.
Lamar says what many don't realize is that they're not being disrespected. They're being feet. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. I think I got applause in here somewhere.
Yeah.
If it's being done out of fear or punishment, it's not truly respect.
That's
right.
Really
good.
Right.
Did you
You're
call
operating. You
Miss
say
Belly
it
by her name? No, I didn't call her by her name because if I did, she would have slapped me in my face. Did that make it right?
Right.
So what Lamar said is really good. It was the fear factor.
Mm-hmm.
Because you knew that if you didn't do it, there was something that would happen. Once again, we go back to how the mind works in regards to with our children. When you think of the word punishment, your mind has to draw punishment from a database. Where's this database coming from? This database is coming from what happened to you as a kid.
Trauma.
It's just where this database is coming from. So therefore, when you go to punish your child, you're pulling off what happened to you.
Yeah.
Now, did I do it? I don't know. Anyway, you take the words. There's words and there's a word called worlds. These two. The only difference is the letter L. It's the language. We got to change our language, and certain things will start getting in. If we don't change our language, what we're doing with our children will get replicated and get replicated and get replicated. And like Lamar said, it's from fear.
Right.
It's not respect.
So I'm not reverencing you.
No, I'm scared that
you're going to pop me in my mouth.
And because I don't want that to happen,
I'm going to say whatever you want me to say. That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Tyler says, you want to read it? You want me to read it?
I can't see it.
I don't have time for my sons to fear me, because with fear, that will prevent them from coming to me if they actually need me. That is correct. Torian says database based off. That is it, T. Mima says my cousins that call their mother and father by their name have mad respect and love for their parents.
Yes.
Poochie says, yes, I like that. Change our language. I'm writing this down. This is good. Lamar's funny. Yeah. Here's the deal, Poochie. When you change your language, other stuff has to get in. I don't want to go scripture, but it is. It says there's death and life in the power of the tongue. That's right. It's your words.
Yeah.
So when you say punishment, it has to draw off something.
Right.
What does punishment mean to me? But try using the word discipline. Try using discipline. It even sounds softer.
It does.
I'm going to discipline you. It'll change the way you exact correction. Okay, we got
somebody said, what's she talking about? I'm a woman.
I'm a woman.
I'm their daughter. Tyler Rivera is my daughter, born a girl.
Time out. Who said she was a man?
I don't know.
I don't know what happened, Tyler. But pipe down. That's it, T. Renewing. You done beat me to one of my points. Renewing of the mind. Renewing of the
Somebody
mind.
said here.
What?
It said, I don't something. Go ahead.
Where?
Go ahead.
We got to read the comments there, Sporty.
I'm trying.
I don't. That's Tyler. Which says, I don't have time. Yeah. So
Mhm.
it all starts with the renewing of the mind. Once again, the purpose of this show is awareness. Why do we do what we do? You know, I wish I could post some of the stuff that came in my inbox. It amazes me as well that when I have an open discussion on Facebook, I get direct messages. Press, what up? Yeah, I get direct messages. If you feel that strongly about it, put it on Facebook. They don't want people to see how they really feel.
I think it's them
because of their titles. Common. That's a whole nother subject. But once again, these things, Dennis Morrison says, go ahead.
We were programmed because I don't hit my children as much as I used to. Used to do. More explained because my kids ask more questions than my first set of children.
Kyla says, all awareness, that's where conscious parenting comes from. Being conscious of our actions and the why when raising our kids. And the reason, Kyla, that a lot of us don't even go there is because the busyness in life puts pressure on us.
Yeah, we don't want to.
And our kids is mommy.
Yeah,
mommy,
we don't want to answer the question. Just do what I said.
Just do what I said.
Don't ask me no questions. But we have to understand.
I went back and fixed it. As the Baptists say, charge it to my head. You funny. Yeah. You at some point, you have to take time and change this pattern because you're setting these kids up to do exactly what you did.
Yeah.
You gotta understand that you're responsible for their database.
Yeah. This is the whole. I like the way Aunt so-and-so cooks her ham. I cook my ham just like her.
Tell that story.
And I go follow her steps, and they wonder why she cut both ends of the ham to put it in this particular.
They didn't
pan.
wonder why. They just did it.
They did it because that's what she did. They didn't realize her pan was too small.
Come to find out, she had a small pan. That's why she
cut it. They thought it was the way you're supposed to cook the ham.
Yes, the patience. That does take work. I will admit. We all fall short right there.
And that goes for parents who got one kid or 50
It don't matter.
kids.
You're busy.
You're busy. It's your lifing.
But Tyler, when she comes down from screaming, takes time with the kids.
Yeah.
You got to take time with the kids because they're going to develop the same skills you have.
Mm-hmm.
And now you're going to go in their household and try to tell them what they're doing is wrong, and they got it from you after they grow up. Whoa. Now you want to do with your grandkids what you didn't do with your kids, but in the process, you telling your kid don't do it. Where do you think they got it from?
Yeah. They didn't have a choice but to get it from you.
Yeah. Where do you think they got it from? Hey, the phone rang. Tell them I'm not here.
I never did that.
I don't know. I wasn't around for that. Tyler says, but many parents haven't separated their personal from parental problems. So a lot of expressions toward our children are based on something we are dealing with personally, and they did nothing to us. That's correct, Tyler. I don't yell that much anymore. It has lessened. I think you bought them kids some earmuffs.
No, but when you'll start seeing how the children react better when you speak in your inside voice. To you in the beginning, no, you don't think that they're listening, but they hear you.
Rich said, patience is everything. I take my time when I'm teaching them verbally and when I'm whooping that butt, as long as the lesson is learned. So we had a discussion about that. Spare the rod, spoil the child. They're not talking about a bat. They ain't talking about go outside and go find a switch. When you think of the time that they were talking about a shepherd.
Mm-hmm.
This is how he
guides.
Everything was agriculture back then.
That's right.
But they're not talking about a Hot Wheel track.
I never got hit. But
you ain't have Hot Wheels.
No. Well, my brother.
Praise the Lord. I mean, so we'll take something and literally, morph it to make it fit our agenda.
Yeah.
Especially as adults,
Yeah.
because a lot of our households are run like this dictatorships.
Definitely.
Do what I say. You don't talk back to me.
Yeah.
And they get older. Let me not even say they get older. They leave the house with that anger.
Yeah.
And we go, why are these kids out here killing each other? They leaving your households with anger.
Yeah. Yeah.
So now they're in the streets.
Mm-hmm.
They've learned punishment from you.
Right.
They've learned that anything contrary to what they want to do should be punished. And now they have access to guns.
Now they have, yes. Yeah.
It's just an escalation of the punishment. But in our minds, we go, why did they do that?
Why
they were
not?
exacting punishment because they felt disrespected.
Mm.
Where'd they get it from?
You?
We don't never go high enough to realize that we could be the cause of it.
Yeah.
We have taught them a terrible, terrible coping skill.
I can say at the age that we're on now, parenting, if I was to start now, it would be so different because
you're 900 years old.
Of the years of experience.
Absolutely.
And learning from my mistakes.
Absolutely.
You understand that I look at it. So that's why grandparents look at it differently.
Don't go for that.
Well, I'm going to say some grandparents parent differently their grandchildren.
Our parents never had training to raise us. They were just doing what they were taught.
Well, so were we.
I'm more in tune. These glasses. I'm more in tune to and concerned with how they feel. My son told me that I loved to hit, and I had to apologize to my son because I was wrong. So I listened to my children and I learned from my mistakes. Yo, what up, Keto? That's good right there.
It is.
When is the last time you apologized to your kids?
You can ask Tyler. I would apologize to them often.
Tyler, you could come on and tell me if she's lying. Seriously. She's not going to hit you anymore. She's not going to hit you anymore.
Kevin Matos?
That's Pop's son. What up, Kev? He says, I'm a single father raising boys full time. One thing I challenge with the most is opening up to the idea of instilling a corrective action after cooling off instead of right after the wrong took place. That's good, Kev. Cooling off is big.
Major.
Because if you're angry, you're going to draw from that database. And it's going to be something crazy. I apologize often to my kids. They deserve it. I'm going to have to start calling them, Kyla, to make sure. Just to make sure. Because you Tyler's friend, so might be something there. Yeah, when have you gone? I'm not talking about weeks later, which is still cool.
No,
these children need to hear your apology.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I'm saying?
And don't make it mixed signals.
And you know what I'm saying? Like go and explain to them what happened.
I even went as far as asking Tyler and Kyle,
She's trying again.
were they mad at me for anything I may have done in rearing them?
They told me. They didn't tell you.
No, they didn't tell me.
They told me.
What they told you?
That's between me and the kids. Look at your face. She's in her feelings. What? Did they really? Yeah, once again, this is about awareness. This is about awareness. Not telling you what you're doing is wrong. Not telling you what you're doing is right. But for you, you need to be aware of what you're doing. You know, why are you doing that? What makes that the law in my house?
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
And that person, that little person, has an opinion. Whether you want to believe it or not, they really do. They know what they want.
Once again, who put an age on when expressing your feelings should be regarded?
Exactly. Right.
What? You ain't grown.
Right.
So that makes me not feel?
I grew up where if I had something on my face, my mother would go like this and wipe it off.
Watch yourself.
Try that with our grandson. He would go, ew, give me a tissue.
I don't get your point.
You can't, what I'm saying is, a parent would say, some parents would go, boy, get over here.
That's right.
You understand?
That's right.
And usurp their authority over
That's right.
them.
They sure would.
How he told me when I was wiping his nose, Grandma, don't do it twice. Get a new one to wipe his nose.
With what? Go on, get what? Tissue?
To blow his nose. He didn't want me to put the tissue back on his face.
Yeah, you never said tissue.
The
Because you only got
tissue.
2 hands, so after 2 hands, you couldn't use
Shut
nothing.
up. He didn't want.
Grandma, don't use your hands again. Don't use
No,
it twice.
he
Okay,
didn't
I ain't
want
got
that.
no more hands.
He didn't want that tissue that I already blew his nose with to touch his face again. The Q-tips. He didn't. Grandma, gotta change that. Don't you know?
So what?
He's teaching me is that he knows what he
I
wants.
know that, but we beat that out of them.
No. And then it would have been disrespectful to him if I said, boy, shut up, and used it again on him. Now I desensitize him to allow people in the street
That's what happens.
to do whatever they want to do to him.
But they don't. They go out in the streets angry.
Yes.
So they go out there and they in their mind, nobody's gonna do nothing to me.
Nobody's hearing me.
No, nobody's going to do nothing to me.
Or nobody hears what I gotta say.
Okay, she's right.
No, I'm not. I'm
Keisha
saying it could be either
says,
way.
I just did with my daughter. We were talking about how I was more hard on my daughter than my son, and I explained why. Well, tell us why. TG, what's up?
What's she say?
Kids are wrong. They don't pay bills.
What's that?
That's Tommy. That's your cousin. He's special. Kev says that little person has an opinion is right. That's correct. Tyler says my sons are old men. She is correct. Kyla says my kids hate that spit on their face, and they will tell you. Dennis says I learned to correct myself, and my other son said how he feels. I'm better because I own my flaws. My children don't. Nima says they would say spit on me.
Mm-hmm.
Who? Y'all would say that?
No.
That's what she said. That's what your mother said.
No.
Tyler said, nah, I ask before I go into their personal space, and I've raised my sons to express themselves respectfully. That's good right there.
Mm-hmm.
Just like you, they have personal space.
That's right. And we have to teach them that.
And we have to teach them at an early age.
Yes, because
you
predators.
might allow somebody to get in that if you have taught them about this personal space, they wouldn't have got in.
That's right.
You know, every adult does not need to be respected.
No.
That's just how I feel. When your kid goes around somebody and they don't want to go near them, don't force them to go by them people.
No.
They know stuff we don't know.
Exactly.
Dennis says we did beat that out of them. We sure did. Keisha says because I was going off on what my mother did. Very good, Keisha. Very, very good. Very good. That's exactly where a lot of it comes from.
Yeah.
It comes from.
We mimic what we grew up
Abraham
in.
Mason would say, "Oh, yeah." Kev says, "What's your take on siblings arguing with each other a lot? Me and my brothers never really argued at all." We're gonna talk about that another day, Kev. Maybe we'll get to some of it, but that's just how it is. I don't know what's up with that. You know, I was the oldest, so there was no argument. I was the law.
Siblings can argue, but you can't take it too far.
What's too far?
Too far when you're getting physical.
They're gonna
Fight, but I mean that hate part. That's where your parent comes in and mediate.
That's what should happen.
Right, your parent comes in and.
But what happens if there's no responsible adult in the house?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I don't know.
You know, but we'll talk about that another day, Kevin. Make sure we keep that high on the chart. Tyler says, if my sons say they don't like, I don't like you either. Tyler's crazy. I surely believe kids have such purity in them, they can sense stuff.
Your intention.
We had to get together here one day. Mason loves everybody, and he would not go by this one particular person.
Right.
We didn't force him.
No.
You know what I'm saying? You can't force stuff. You're teaching them terrible coping skills.
Correct.
You're teaching them very bad coping skills. And the objective, once again, of this program is to raise awareness so that we can equip our young men and women to be better suited for society.
Correct.
There is way too many angry young men and women out there, and they got weapons.
Yeah.
The percentage rate of young women going to prison has risen to 300% higher than men. 300% higher.
Wow.
That's how fast these young girls are now going to prison.
Yeah, the young lady the other day.
But I think what's happening is, like back in the day, I don't think they were prosecuted as hard as men. I think now it's about $1.
Now, yeah.
We filling these jails up.
Yeah.
We don't care who it is.
Yeah.
Be aware out there, people. Be very aware of not only what you're saying to people your age, but to your kids, to other people's kids. Stop always reacting when they get you mad. It is the one area in our lives that we don't police.
Right.
Because we're the authority. So I can get mad and do what I want because they're not supposed to say nothing back to me. So it's not right. What Keisha says. Yes, he do love everybody. Like he loves his. He ain't funny, Keisha. He ain't funny.
No, but going back to the topic, we just have to reevaluate and start regurgitating what we've heard, what we've learned. I mean, we've learned some great values from our parents and our parents' parents, but some of the stuff we really need to research it or just sit and reflect upon it to say, yeah, why is that disrespectful? As long as it's not in a tone that they're yelling at me and calling me out of my name, I can't take that as being disrespectful.
Well, you can, but it needs to be explained like what your mother put there.
Well, that's what, again, it has to be.
That needs to be explained.
It has to be addressed. And yeah, that has to be expressed why, what's going on. And again, but it's in tone, how it's delivered. You know, Deneen? No, that's not happening. You know.
So you're saying when they talking to the kid, the tone.
Or the kid calling their mom by their name. You know, if they're calling their mom, hey, Janine, you know, or, I mean, it's all in preferences. I liked being called mommy by my children. It wasn't like I made it a criteria, you know, and it was never a ma'am thing for us.
Yeah, but you didn't know why.
It was just that I gave birth and
That's
I'm
not
a
why.
mommy, and that was my why.
You did it because your mom had you do it.
Exactly. I gave birth and I became.
But you didn't know that was her reason.
No, all I know is that when she had me and I grew up, I called her mommy.
You called her mommy.
So that was it. That's how I grew up.
That's how you grew up.
That's how I grew up.
That's all it is.
That's it.
It's just the way that you grew up in your house.
Right.
Once again, I'm not saying it's wrong.
Right. Like, and going to my cousins, when I was a little girl, I thought it was
Tyler said, I'm going to
disrespectful.
call you Carmen when I see you. Tyler, that's funny.
But
Tyler said record it.
record what?
When she call you Carmen. I'm going to record that one, Tyler. From a distance.
What? Why y'all got to be from a distance?
We don't know if you're going to practice any of this.
Practice what?
When she call you Carmen. You might flip out. You don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know. So I'm going to be at a distance. And then when I see everything's cool, I'll get close.
Oh, Lord.
But yeah, there's got to be a time that you sit yourself down and evaluate some of the things you're enforcing on kids. You know what I'm saying? Is this right? Am I teaching them great coping skills? Because whatever you teach them, they're going to go outside the household.
Mm-hmm.
And now this is going to be how they conduct business.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Where they may want to enforce their power on people.
Yeah, we screw up their coping mechanism, their coping skills.
Where'd you hear that
Shut up.
Yeah, and that's the objective, you know what I'm saying? And just give them better ways to adjust in society. You just don't want your kid leaving the house angry, and you don't even know they're angry.
Yeah.
But just think about when you was younger,
Mm-hmm.
and your mom or your dad may have punished you. You didn't like it.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't like it. You know. What up, La? That's Minister.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's Minister. Dennis says, everyone please share this to your page. Let's get this info out. Thanks, Alan Carmen. This is very important to our future. It's just, you know, I do a lot of reading, and I'm just a guy who always goes why.
Mm-hmm.
Everything to me is why. Like, what? Why do we do that?
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
But I also think this is our way of, as we were talking on Sunday, about being the village for our children, for these kids who are out there. So we don't view them as just being disrespectful people. They got that way by somebody, you know, following something. So little by little, breaking down.
Let's
the
stop right there.
walls.
Let's stop right there. We got to reevaluate what we consider disrespect.
Yes, but I think that a lot of them got it twisted based off of
Who's a lot? Who we talking about? The adult or the child?
no, the child,
A lot of them got it twisted based off.
based off of environment, how they're being brought up,
So let's
how
stop
they're
right there.
being reared.
You cannot say that a child's being disrespectful until you see their parents.
Correct.
Once you assess their parents, then you can go, I see why.
Right. It's not their fault.
What's disrespectful to you might not just be disrespectful in that house.
That's right. That's right. Because grandma always
Because
cussed
so
me
once
out.
again, you're trying to impose who you are and what you believe on somebody else's child.
Mhm.
I've watched this in church. What's Dennis saying? Dennis said, this true reconstruct home training. Yeah. So the average interaction, between an adult and a child is correction.
Yes.
Don't you run over there. Don't you do this. Don't you do that. 85% of them don't know who that kid belongs to. But because they're an adult, they feel that they have the right to correct that kid. And that kid say something left. You ain't my mother. That's disrespectful.
Yes.
It's the truth.
You're not. Right.
It's the truth.
Right.
Who are you talking to? I'm talking to you.
Right. And wait, I got the same energy as you. You understand? So, yeah.
Why is our only interaction with these children correction?
Right.
When are you going to go up to that child? Hey, how you doing in school?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah.
Once you can do that with the child, you have access. And I guarantee you, when they see you, they'll stop running.
Correct.
But if they don't know you, they don't.
They don't. Yeah.
So as soon as they say something, it's disrespectful.
Yeah.
Now we're looking for their parents. Who's your mother?
Mm-hmm.
You warm over a 4-year-old kid. Oh, come on, man.
Yeah.
You heated. What up, Reg? You heated over a 4-year-old. A 4-year-old kid got you steaming.
Yeah. You ready to fight a 4-year-old.
Over the fact
And he already beat you.
that what you
mentally.
thought he
Yeah.
should do,
Mm-hmm.
he didn't do. And you don't even know that kid's first name.
No. No.
Different approach. That's good. Yeah. I mean, let's be better, man.
We have to. Yeah, we have to.
Yeah, just because you're an adult does not qualify you for respect.
Right. Right.
So just like the scenario that I explained, just now the confrontation I just explained, it's a fear factor.
Mm-hmm.
Locke says, excellent point. We can't stay in correction mode and expect live 95% of our interaction with children we don't know is correction.
Right. Don't do that.
Don't do this. Don't do that.
Yeah, where's your mother?
What you doing over here? Think a little kid looking at you like, who is that? When are you going to take that same energy and give them $1?
Or take some, stoop down. You know, when I say stoop down, meaning and literally, physically,
Yeah, but it should be.
bend down and get down to them and talk to them.
Reggie said he agrees with you. I don't know what you agree with, Reg, but I'm not trying to say that you're wrong. What I'm trying to say is it has to come before conflict.
Definitely.
When are you going to do it? When are you going to take your behind and sit in children's ministry? And I'm talking church. Just to meet the kids.
Mm-hmm.
Or just sit with a group of kids and just talk with them.
Or in your neighborhood.
Or listen.
Yeah.
Well, in the neighborhood it's different. You know, I that's what I do.
Yeah.
I need to meet the kids. You know. What Dennis says. He says, I can't see y'all. TV is a major problem. They multiply what you guys are saying. Red said it should. Keisha said eye to eye is the key. You mean eye to eye, Keisha? When you get down there, who gonna get us back up? Who gonna get us back? Hey, I need some help here. I just believe that the first initial meeting between an adult and a child should not always be conflict.
Correct. Because
that's where the relationship is going to have its origin.
Correct.
Conflict.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like her.
Yeah.
Why? Because the first time they met you,
you was yelling.
You was loud,
mm-hmm.
and you was telling them
don't
something they shouldn't be doing.
Get over here. Sit over there. Don't move.
And they don't forget.
No.
They don't forget. And then the parent comes and says, go say hi to Miss So-and-so. And the same kid you be yelling at is shying away. And you're pushing that kid
mm-hmm.
to this person that they have not come back and told you that they yelled at your kid.
Right. Right. And your kid ain't saying anything.
Because they shot. That's your kid.
Yeah.
Oh, that's your kid? I'm telling you, cuz. Julie Braxton. Hey! Julie, what's going on?
I said to Avery, I said to him, I said, have you been around an adult and they ever said to you, don't tell your parent, or you better not say this, or I'm going to hurt your parent, you know, if somebody did something to make you feel uncomfortable. So he's like, no, nobody's. I said, you know, if somebody's ever come in your personal space to tell.
The conversation with him.
We were just talking. We were talking about.
And the subject of somebody hurting his parents came up.
I told him, gave him scenarios when adults tell a child not to tell their parent something.
Todd, you might need to keep your kids from up here.
No. They hours.
You might need to. We love them, but I don't know what's going on over
my
there.
Kids will tell someone else. What'd she say?
Because she will purge swiftly.
And you point to me.
That's right there, Tyler. What you're talking about is what your mom was saying. They have in that village. You know, preferably the people that they do go talk to are your friends.
Yeah.
And not a stranger.
Right.
I don't think Mason and Avery gonna talk to strangers, but
no. And I can see Mason coming home now talking about, you know what, so and so did.
So yeah, let's be conscious out there, man. Lies said absolutely.
As adults, we
arrogantly feel entitled to being authority over children instead of a relative to them. We do little to no relating at all, just critiquing. That's it, La. Our first initial meeting with a child is one of correction.
Right.
You don't even got to know the kid. But because, what Tyler say, they're call their Uncle Daryl or tell Mima. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's somebody that you know.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, La, we got to get past, you know, we went to a service about 3 weeks ago, and there was a young man they brought up, and they were applauding him because he had done well in school.
Straight A's. Right?
Straight A's. Not one person got up. I heard very little clapping.
Oh, that was clapping.
Of course, this Mother Teresa, she sees good in everything.
But nobody sold into
But nobody
him.
came and actually said to him, this was to me, because I kept saying to my wife, I said, damn, I wish I had some cash. She didn't have any. She did have cash, but she wouldn't give me none. But because it is those.
I'm going to get water on that.
There's some water right here. But you
yeah,
want
I'm
to
going to get it.
It's those opportunities that you can use to meet these kids. This gives you access.
Yeah.
On good terms. You feel me? I came and literally rewarded this cat for doing good. Now, if I see him doing wrong, let me even change that. He might not even do wrong when he sees you because you have access.
Right.
This is the guy that, you know, gave me this, gave me that. If they don't know you, come on, man. And now they're being disrespectful because they didn't listen to you because you're an authority figure and they're a kid, and all of a sudden you're supposed to be listened to. Why? Why? You know, let's get more control of our why. More. I believe that children should have things explained to them just like adults.
Mm-hmm.
Carmen, you marry him so you know your husband better than anyone. Okay, D.
Okay.
Yeah. I believe that we should take more time explaining stuff to children, not just our kids, to children.
Yeah.
And we'll become more effective correctors. I don't think that our octave levels will be as high.
Right.
When we have something to say to them.
Right.
Minister says, and we be so quick to say we were children before they got here, but never shared our childhood with them in order to relate to them. You know, let's just do better.
Yeah.
Let's just do better. For the people who still feel that being called outside of their names or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
or what you think you should be called,
Mm-hmm.
God bless you.
Right, that's how you feel, and it's fine. It's fine. We're not saying it's right.
It's
or
not a
wrong,
law.
but it's not the law.
It's not a law.
And any child of mine who don't call you ma'am
It's not being
or
disrespectful.
is not being disrespectful.
It's not being
At
disrespectful. Number one, especially if they don't know you.
Right,
Number two, especially if they don't know you.
right.
Number
yeah.
three, especially if they don't know you.
Right. Me, I'm being sarcastic sometimes if I'm going, ma'am. And I find that I'm being more
That's good
sarcastic.
to know.
Yeah,
That's good to know.
whatever.
Torian says, our children is different from these COVID kids, though. I don't know what that means, Torian, but okay.
But we're gonna stop calling them COVID kids.
I mean, every household's different.
Because we had roots kids.
You're going left. You're going left. Every household's different.
Yeah.
Every situation is different.
Yeah.
Let's treat it that way.
Yeah.
How you treat your kids in your household is not the way you're supposed to treat kids. That's just how you treat your
kids, right. Yeah.
Stop holding other kids to that standard.
Yeah.
Jesus called his mother woman. Is that what we calling our mothers now, Kyla?
Tyler, he called me
Woman.
Woman.
Woman. I mean, when you sit back and think about what we're talking about, it'll make sense to you.
Yeah.
It'll make sense.
You'll actually start going, yeah, why do I do that?
Yeah. It'll make a
we
lot of sense.
put too much emphasis on the irrelevant.
I believe that
because it doesn't negate who you are. If you know who you are.
But hold on, Combs. That what we're talking about is not irrelevant to people.
Yes.
It's not irrelevant to them.
Yes.
They feel strongly about this.
They feel very strong.
You understand what I'm saying? So to you and me, it's irrelevant.
Right.
And we don't want to discredit.
No, I'm not.
So should I call her woman or Carmen? Call her woman. Woman. Carmen and woman together. I want to be there when she says that. Yeah, we're not discrediting anybody's feelings, how people feel.
No.
If this works in your household, God bless you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But don't take what works in your household and try to impose that on somebody else like it's some kind of law.
Impose it.
It's not.
That's it, right.
It's not some kind of law. This is a standard in your household, and what it is in your household is to be respected.
That's right.
I agree with that 100%.
That's right.
But don't take that and think every kid should have that standard.
Right.
It's not fair to the kid, nor is it fair to you, because now you're being a dictator.
Ooh.
Yeah, because I'm a grown person, you're going to do what I say.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just not how it is. So yeah, go back in your database. I keep telling people journal. People refuse to journal. Is one of the ways that will point out to you what you're doing that could need to be corrected a little bit.
Yeah.
I love kids. Reggie says, Al, I know that you guys are way past this. However, I still believe that there should be a respect between a child and adult. I see so many children under the age of 10 calling adults by their first name. Respect should go both ways. However, some standards have to be observed. What kids are you talking about, Reg? Whose kids are we talking about here? Just a regular kid. Let me change that. Just a child who doesn't know you. I don't know how can you require respect from them when you don't know what's going on in their house?
You don't know that kid.
That's what I'm saying. You don't know the kid. So until you gain access, I don't know how you can establish respect. That's just me. You know what I'm saying? I pride myself in gaining access to kids because I'm around them when there's good times, when there's not times to have to correct them. I'm around them when, they might fall or something like that. That sounds real slave-like. What's that?
That's your daughter.
But what, woman?
No,
what?
She said, but he just said it sounds real slave-like.
How you know she's talking about that?
Tyler.
How you know she's talking about that, though?
Tyler, what you talking about?
Yeah, don't say that. Just find out what
I
she's
bet you
talking
that's
about.
what she's talking about.
You assume that's what she's talking about. That's not what she's talking about.
Okay.
You know, but you got to gain access to the kid before you can request respect. That's just me. I don't know what she's talking. Oh, she must be talking about that. So you're right. Oh, okay. But you know.
Yeah.
And one thing we got to take into consideration: this is a totally different time.
It is, and
these kids are being influenced like never before. Parents are getting younger.
I'm gonna disagree with that because people have been having children at young ages forever.
What part of you disagree?
Meaning, because you're saying people are having children younger.
That's the only thing you heard?
No, I was getting to a point.
Okay, let's see.
I'm gonna say that the lines have been blurred. Yes, the kids are having children younger, but they've been doing that for years.
Let's get to the point.
Now you made me lose my thought.
I ain't make you lose nothing.
Yes, you did.
No, I did not. When I say that the parents are getting younger, I just don't remember when I was younger, as many 14 and 13 and 15-year-old little girls having babies.
Because they were shipped up south.
No. I just don't think it happened. Now I could be wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And then now that these parents are younger, they're influenced by a different culture. And so these kids, you got 1-2-year-old kids who are on iPads, and they're on iPads all day.
Yeah.
This is their babysitter. And if you're not policing this iPad, the forces of evil are getting in subliminally through these cartoons and stuff like that. And we don't, because there's no cursing or nothing vulgar on it, we think it's all good.
Right.
And it's not. What does he say? Butt cheeks. I don't know what he's talking about. And it's not. There's just so many different things going on now that are contributing to what we are calling disrespect. And we're not taking any time with nobody else's kids, sometimes not even with our own. And we want them to just be correct when we say we want you. And it just doesn't work like that.
Right.
It don't work like that. Your mom said, when I introduce the boys to an adult, I will always say, this is Mr. Larry, or this is Mr. Larry, or Miss Pearl. Maybe I'm old and accustomed to that.
Right.
See these kids, different. They take my phone and put butt cheek. I don't know what kind of kids you're around, shit. But you might need to keep your phone away from them.
Yeah, I don't know about no butt cheeks.
Tyler said, 16 and pregnant and teen mom made it okay to be a young mom. I made it look like it was an okay thing and a doable lifestyle when it's hard. Hey, Miss Nancy. Tyler was 16 and pregnant?
No, it's a show. 16,
I'm like, wait a minute.
And she's right. It kind of glamorized it.
So that right there could be one of the influences that these young girls is now.
They glamorized.
We didn't have that when we was kids.
They made it. No, but we didn't have internet. We didn't have.
This is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah,
that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah,
you know, they like Tyler said, they make it look cool. And now you 16 with a baby, you don't know. No, you ain't got a clue.
Yeah, right.
So the grandparents end up raising this kid. And they get caught in old customs.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
And it just keeps getting passed down because what they want, what the young kid want to do, what they do, they want to get lit. They want to go get lit. Turn up. I want to turn up. So yeah, it's about we are promoting a raffle for Sunday Night Vibes, the prize is a 55-inch color TV. The tickets are $25. We have 10 days left for this raffle. This TV will be mailed to you. Whoever wins, you have to tune into the show. It's on Sundays at 8 o'clock. The raffle is on the 29th. I don't know if we're going to do it at the beginning or the end of the show, middle. I don't know. But this is legit. Like I said, the TV will be mailed to whatever address you send us. It is a 55-inch TLC TV. Oh, that's the kids. And we're just trying to raise a few dollars to keep our content going on Sunday Night Vibes. The platform we use costs a few dollars, and that's all we're trying to do.
Yeah.
It's a very good show. Hold on, we got some comments that are missing. He said he played too much. Julie said we spoke about this same topic in the office today. Glamorizing teen pregnancy. Miss Nancy says, back then it was a shame to be pregnant at 620. Well, what about 621, Miss Nancy?
I think she says, did she say 6?
She got 620, or did she type it wrong? Stop messing with Miss Nancy. Poochie said, yeah, Poochie, come get your raffle ticket. Stop playing. Miss Nancy, and parents didn't allow their children and their daughters, I should say, to be around you, or you went to the home to unwed mothers, or you went down south. And that's what Carmen said, Miss Nancy. Yeah. They send you down south.
If you were underage and got pregnant, you left where you were, and you had that baby someplace else.
Yeah,
Either you
right.
had to put that kid up for adoption.
Put this up again.
Or
that is the Zelle.
You got another brother or sister because you came back with this baby and your mom was raising it.
Not a clue, because I looked at my 15-year-old and ain't no way. I think she capable of raising a child. Yeah, but it's being glamorized out there, Kyla. So
yeah,
you know, we need to just, I don't know. I don't have an answer for that, because I don't have a child that young, so I'm really not in the loop on some of the stuff that's on TV. You know, I wish we could get our grandkids more, then I would know more, but I'm just not in the loop on what's going on out there. And man, I'm saying it's hard enough my age, so I can only imagine what it is. So we heard a story the other day of a young man who was trying to get a phone number from a young lady, and because he didn't have an iPhone, she told him she didn't want to talk to him. And I'm like, it's like that out there?
You know, that's not the person for you. You understand? She's showing you she's materialistic.
Yeah, but he at his age, he's not.
He does. Yeah.
He's not.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh, Miss Nancy giving out dissertations.
Wait a minute, but your Poochie person said something.
Poochie said it's an excellent show. I'm glad to tune in Thursday and Sunday. I usually tune into, I don't know what that's saying, on Thursday, but I watch you and comment. It's spiritual too. Thanks, Poochie. I'll send y'all my kids. Just send me. No, Kyla.
What's she say?
She said she'll send us her kids.
Who, Kyla?
Yeah.
Kyla got a tribe.
You know what I was saying was at 16, it was a shame to be pregnant, and other parents didn't want their daughters around you.
Yeah.
You would sit away. You would sit away to have that child.
Yeah,
and came back through, and then one day the child pops up, and guess what? He's your cousin, but she's your cousin, but she looks just like you. Today, mothers glamorize the fact that their daughter is going to have a baby because they're interested in being grandparents, and all they do is parade that child to church, but never see. I don't get the end of it. She said, I'm going to get you when I see you at church. Yeah, Miss Nancy, you on it.
Yeah.
You on it. We just, I don't know. We just need to do better by the kids, man. I just feel, that your first interaction with a child shouldn't be one of correction.
Yeah, we need to applaud them more
I
of
think
their
we need to,
academia.
become more
You
involved
understand? Yeah.
in some of the things that they're doing. Even
They're-
if they're not doing anything, just stop and talk to a kid.
And encourage them.
You know, me personally, like in the neighborhood, I'll stop and talk to them without their parents. But in church, I'm not gonna stop and talk to you without your parent there. You know, that way the kid sees that I'm addressing the proper authority.
Right.
You know what I'm
right.
saying?
I have a rapport with your
I have a
parent.
rapport with your parent,
And I'm gonna talk to you. Yeah.
And that's how I get down. But we gotta be, more involved with these children's lives, and particularly if we don't have any. You know what I'm saying? If our children are grown, it does not release you from the responsibility of helping out with that child.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That child is just not to be corrected.
Mm.
You know, so you've seen them, don't do this, don't do that. Let's calm down on that a little bit, man, because we're giving them terrible coping skills.
Yeah. Terrible
coping skills. So, like on Sunday Night Vibe, we just had a broadcast where it takes a village. It really does. It's the price of groceries is outrageous. And I'm saying that to say, you in a household, especially if you're a single parent, and you got to make sure the house is taken care of. You got to make sure there's food. It's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot. So, we got to do what we can to help out, man. That's all I got, Combs.
That's all you got?
Yeah. I guess next week we'll talk about what Kev talked about. Why do siblings fight? Miss Nancy says, I was always asked why I didn't have any grandchildren. And I said, I taught my daughter that babies come with husbands. You don't have a husband, you don't need no babies. And she's 55 and has no children. Not to say that if you have a husband, he's going to be with you, but at least he has a father and not a baby daddy. That's her household. Though.
It's her household, yeah.
I used to always tell my son since he was 2 years old, you are important now, not when you get older. That's right. That's another thing, La. Why do we ask kids, what do you want to be when you get older?
I don't know. I ask them.
Why you can't ask them what you want to be now? Why I gotta wait to get
what
older?
do you want to do? What would you like to do?
Because we put in their mind that they can't do certain things until they get a certain age.
Right. That's true. That's true. That's good.
I know.
Good.
I know.
That's good.
Your husband's deep. You don't give him credit. So next week, Kev, we might jump into that. The joint about why do siblings fight. I got to do some research on that. Like I said, I was the oldest. We ain't fight. I was the law.
Really?
I was the law.
CB, where you at? I want to hear the
CB,
law.
Come on, he know. Poochie says, I'm glad you said that we should help out. Take a child to the movies or to dinner. I'm going to do more. I mean, just lie, tell her. I was the law.
He said, yeah, yeah.
I was the law. Everybody underneath us in that area, it was protocol. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Hey, Dad, what's up? And that's why siblings that's why siblings fight. All right, y'all have a great evening. I'm glad y'all could tune in. I thought this was a great topic.
Yeah, it's a good
know what
topic.
I'm saying? Just to raise awareness out there.
Thought-provoking.
Thought-provoking. You know what I'm saying?
So that we can think. We can really start thinking about how we approach these kids nowadays.
Absolutely.
That maybe our words of not judging, but just speaking to them and not at them.
Yeah.
That maybe they would take a different approach of things.
I guarantee
they see things different.
I guarantee you.
I
guarantee you. And we need to be the cause of why they are now looking at things different. All right, y'all. We'll try to be all your topics. You have a great. Be on next Thursday. I think we're gonna tackle the sibling thing. I'm gonna dive into it to see how interesting it is. If it ain't that interesting, I ain't gonna talk about it. You know what I'm saying? And Merry Christmas to you, Miss Nancy. Merry Christmas to everybody.
Oh yeah, Merry Christmas.
See y'all.